There's no push to talk in this game, so I'm gonna have to keep my mic muted.
Hello there, and a big fat welcome to PGA Tour 2K23. This is going to get fun real quick. Looks like we're just taking a hack out of the back nine of this one today. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you'll take that. Here we go. Let's see what this guy does. And second shot on the 10th coming up. Okay, second shot for him on this one. This one's heading to the rough. Okay, careful on this one. We're in the rough. Okay, let's see what happens. This is his third. Good luck on this one. We've got 16 feet. Well, that's going right by the hole, isn't it? And if he sinks this next putt, he'll go one up. And that one will drop for birdie. And your friends one up on you after that first hole. Looks like this one will be safe in the fairway. All right, let her fly. Let's see it. Well done. We're about 205 yards out from here. And your approach is heading right at the pin. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll be on the green eventually. And here we go with his second shot. 7-iron on display here. Shots coming towards the green nicely. This is what our third shot's looking like. This is potentially to save par. Well, it's heading towards the hole. Oh, right there it is. That's your par. Okay, they've got this to go to 2 up for the match. And in the hole. And after that one, your friend is 2 up for the match. Well, let's see what you got. I think we're going left here. Well, missed the green there on that one. And from the green side, rough. Coming through with the chip. And here he is setting up for this putt. If it drops, he goes 3 up. And here we go. He's putting for the par. And that one will drop. All right, sink this one to have the hole. And that hole will be halved. This one looks pretty good. Should be in the fairway. All right, let's go. Let's launch this one out there. And setting up about 105 yards to the pin. Yep, that's going to do just nicely. And here's his second shot. This one's about 15 feet. Oh, that was almost in. Okay, they'll be 3 up on you if they sink this putt. Right by. Sinking this next putt will be for his par. All right, that putt will go. Just a little tap needed here. And as that one drops in the hole, let's take a look at the scorecard. Okay, that hole's going to be halved. And they're going with the pitching wedge. And let's see what you do off the tee here. Good job. This one's 17 feet. It's getting there. Oh my goodness. And if this drops, he can go to 3 up. Oh my. If he sinks this, he's got par. And a decent little putt there. Okay, need this putt to drop if you want to have the hole. And that hole will be halved. Looking forward to see what you do here. Good shot. This is clocking in at around 170 yards or so to the pin from here. This was leaning to the right. A little off on that approach, but that's okay. He's setting up here, about 160 yards to the pin. Okay, here's our third shot. And if your friend sinks this, they're going to take this Dormy. He's going to want to make this 10-foot putt. Oh. Okay, this putt and you can win the hole. Looking good. Nice. Dropping that down in the cup for par. Well done. That was a good hole. Making up some ground on your friend here. And getting ready to tee off here on the 16th hole. Oh, that was a fine swing. Fine swing. And let's see how he does on this hole. Tee shot's looking decent. That green is well below us. We might need a little less club than normal. You're doing all right this hole on the green, under regulation. That's good work. And around 195 yards to the pin for him. Let's see what happens. They've gone with the 7-iron. Good luck with this, way out here. Looking super. And he needs this next putt to send things into Dormy. Right by the hole. Here we go. This drops and you get a bird. This putt's good so far. Now that was a golf shot. He's got a 4-footer to deal with here. And that putt will drop for birdie. And that hole will be halved. Best of luck getting it close on this one. That's safe. And let's see how this tee shot fares for him. They've gone with the 6-iron on this one. Okay, he's setting up for birdie here. Let's see what happens. All right, you'll take this hole if you sink this putt. And he's got around 4 feet to go here. And a nice putt there. All right, par putt. Okay, that hole's going to be halved. All right, hole number 18, ready to go. All right, let's see what he does on this one. Second shot on the 18th. Way to go out there, champ. And this will be his second shot. Setting up a 12-foot putt here. Well, the putt appears to be on line. And with that putt, your round comes to an end. And this next putt to win the match. And they're all done here. Well, you didn't get the win here today. Your opponent's going to take this one. Your opponent will walk away one up on you. Better luck next time. And that was a bit of fun. Thanks so much for the round. I'm glad that you brought me along for the ride. We'll see you next time. Hello there, my name is John McCarthy, and I would like to welcome you to PGA Tour 2K23. I'm going to be honest with you. I do favor the match play as a mode of play. This should be fun. Let's get to it. This could roll into the rough, I think. All right, interested to see what he has in store for us here. Setting up here from the deep stuff. Nicely out of that rough. Now let's get into that green. Okay, he's getting ready to fire away with his second shot. Setting up here now for our third shot. Nice tempo on that chip, just nice and easy. Well done. And they will go to 1 up if they sink this putt. And that one goes for birdie. And after that hole, your friend is 1 up for the match. Okay, let's see what you can do off of this tee. Well, you made good contact with that one. Well, you're not going to hit every green today. That's all right. Here's our second shot on hole number 11. Oh, nice little chip there. And if they sink this, they'll go to 2 up.
Grow conditions in your grow room.
Yikes, that went right by.
The conditions in your grow room you
should
be looking at are the ones which affect photosynthesis. You can see here from the diagram the inputs into photosynthesis are light.
Okay, let's see what we can do on the next hole. And that hole's halved.
Contribute to 1 unit of photosynthesis, or 1 unit of growth. So more photons equals more growth, i.e. more light equals more growth, up to a point. Plants intake CO2 then, they breathe CO2. You need to be maintaining a good level of CO2 with good ventilation. Temperature controls the rate at which photosynthesis is going to occur.
Tee.
So you need to maintain that in a band to get a good rate of growth. And of course,
okay, let's rip this out into the fairway.
You need to have sufficient water to grow well and not too much to get waterlogged or to get...
well, you put a nice swing onto that one.
The first one we're going to look at is light level. As you can see from this graph, as you increase light level,
this one's about 195
all
out.
the way up until an average par of about 800 micromoles per meter square per second. It's a very high light level to have in your tank. If you increase beyond that, you do get an increase in rate of growth, but it's not 1 for 1. So
go out there, looking good.
Light intensity from 800,
let's see what his second shot looks like.
You get something slightly less than that. You can keep that line straight
Here's
And
their 7-iron.
utilize the higher light intensity by elevating CO2. We'll talk
He's
about
got a
that
long
later when
putt
we talk
here. I
about
don't know what
CO2.
what's
But
going to
to
happen.
achieve that 800 micromoles per meter squared average, you can do it in a number of different ways. First is really check the grow light that you're buying or the grow light
Okay,
that
you
have
need
bought.
this to win the hole.
They should tell you in their data sheet what the average par that light will deliver over its chosen grow area. You should be able to get it from the specs from the grow light manufacturer. If you don't have that, well, then here's some rules.
Oh, it's going right by the hole.
A rough guide into how to achieve that. If you're using
All right,
relatively
this
low
next putt's for his
efficiency,
par.
such as fluorescence,
And
you
that
need
putt
about
safely in its
100
home.
watts per square foot,
And
or
now you're left with
110
this
watts per meter
putt
squared. High
to
pressure
have
sodium
the
are a
hole.
lot more efficient, so you need less.
Okay, that
wattage of
hole's
those,
going to be
so
halved.
somewhere in the region of about 50 watts of high pressure sodium per square foot, or about 550 to 600 watts per square meter. You get up into high efficiency LEDs, a good efficiency. This would be not the top available at the moment, but just slightly lower than that. You would need in the region of about 35 watts per square foot, or
Okay, let's go.
close to
Pound this
400
one into the
watts per
fairway.
square meter to achieve 800 micromoles per meter square per second. If you're using really high efficiency LEDs, it'll drop down. You'll need about 30 watts per square foot, or about 350 watts per square meter. So once you've got the light levels sorted, you then have, as I said, the driving force, the energy source.
Well done.
With the growth.
All right,
Pace,
here's our second
then you
shot on the
control other
13th.
environmental factors. Second one I was looking at in prioritize is the temperature. So the rate of the photosynthesis, the rate of the reaction, will increase with temperature increase.
Yeah, that'll work.
Right up to about 28 degrees
Let's see what
Celsius,
happens. This is his
or
second.
about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Above that, the plant gets under stress. It has to basically transpire or sweat a lot
Heading
more water
for the
in order
rough.
to maintain its temperature, and that puts the plant under stress. And you
Okay,
actually
we've
get a
found your
reduced
friend
rate of
here in the
growth
deep
when you
rough.
go
Let's see
into
how he
higher
does.
temperatures. Lower than that, and the growth rate slows down. At night time,
And
you can have a
they've
slightly
chosen the
different regime
pitching
to when the lights
wedge.
are off. You don't need a high
Bunker
growth rate,
bound.
because the plants aren't growing. so
This
there's no light.
approaches into an
But you do
elevated
need to
green.
maintain that temperature above around 12 degrees centigrade, or about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's just so the plant, to protect it, be careful that it doesn't get any cold shock at night, which will stunt its growth. So to control the temperature within the grow room, you can use your fan. You are likely to be taking air from
Yeah, this one's
outside
gonna
of
get
your grow
rough.
room, possibly even
That's
from
gonna miss
outside
the green,
altogether, so
unfortunate.
outdoor fresh air. This is
Well,
likely
let's see how he
to
does
create
here
temperatures
from the green side bunker.
lower than that, and the growth rate slows down. At night time, you can have a slightly different regime to when the lights
Okay,
are off.
here's your fourth.
You don't need a high growth rate because the plants aren't growing because there's no light. But you do need to maintain that temperature above around 12 degrees centigrade, or about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's just so the plant, to protect it, be careful that it doesn't get any cold shock at night, which will stunt its growth. So to control the temperature within the grow room, you can use your fan.
Ooh,
You are
nicely
likely to be
done
taking
on
air
the
from
chip shot.
outside of your grow room, possibly
got a
even from
9-footer
outside
here.
altogether, so outdoor fresh air. This is likely to be at a lower temperature than 25 degrees centigrade, or about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and therefore you are likely to be taking air from outside
right
of your
by the
grow
hole.
room, possibly even from outside
And this will
altogether,
save
so
your
outdoor
par.
fresh air. This is likely to be at a lower temperature than 25 degrees centigrade, or about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and therefore you will be able to keep your tent down around those temperatures by bringing more cool air in from outside. If you're getting
one's
too
tracking.
warm, there's a couple of
This
things that
match
you
is
can
all
do.
square
First of
after
all
that
is,
hole.
is run your light cycle at night time, because your lights are what generate most of the heat. So basically have your lights on at night time.
And teeing off
then
now on a long
you
par
would
4.
be generally bringing in cooler air at night time to keep the grow room cool while the lights are on. If you want to keep the temperature up at a higher level, just slow down the speed of your fan. And you can get fans, by the way, which are temperature controlled variable speed fans. So they will do all of this for you. You just set the band of temperature that you want them to operate in, and they will vary the speed of the fan to keep the grow room within
All
that
right, let's see
temperature.
how he
I highly
does.
recommend them. If you're still struggling, you can then, if it's in winter or in summer, you can use an additional heater with a thermostat control, or air conditioning with thermostat control to limit the peaks and keep the environment temperature within those bands insofar as you can.
We've got about
Next one
130 yards
to look
go
at
here.
is CO2 levels. So CO2 is available in the atmosphere at about 390 parts per million. Increased obviously recently in terms of greenhouse gases and all of that, but that's the normal level that it's at. And at that, growing at the rates we're talking about with light levels up to about 800 micromoles per meter square per second, you can get marginal increases in grow rate by increasing the CO2 a little bit. You can use mushroom bags or the yeast canisters. Another way to elevate your CO2 a little bit, you can get another 100 parts per million, is just by taking air in from where people are occupying a space. So if you're growing in an attic space,
let's
take
see
the
what
air
you can
from
do
the
here.
bedroom,
110
you'll
yards
have
out.
an elevated level of CO2 there. But square per second, you can get marginal increases in grow rate by increasing the CO2 a little bit. You can use mushroom bags or the yeast canisters. Another way to elevate your CO2 a little bit, you can get another 100 parts per million, is just by taking air in from where people are occupying a space. So if you're growing in an attic space, take the air up from the bedroom because you'll have an elevated level of CO2 there.
Let's see how he does.
If you want to get up into really high levels, and in order to utilize that higher light levels I was talking about, so getting above 1,000 micromoles per meter square per second.
This putt to go
you
one
need to
up on
match
your
that
friend.
in terms of ppm with CO2. So trying to get 1,000 ppm CO2 in your grow area. The only way you can really practically do that is by having a closed system. So the air, you're using air conditioning to keep the temperature down in the tent. There's no fresh air coming in, or the air isn't being extracted out of your tent. You're using scrubbers to reduce the odor. So carbon filters within that system.
Fantastic.
And then you can use CO2 canisters along with sensors and automatic valves to maintain an elevated level of CO2 in your grow room. However, it's
see what happens here on the 15th.
The first place I would direct people when they're saying they want to get higher yield is not to use that sort of system. I usually say to people, look, why don't you just grow in a larger area for more yield before getting very complex in terms
just
of your
slice
system
into that
and
one.
using up a lot more energy with air conditioning.
Already
and,
he's good
CO2
to go on
systems.
this one. Let's see.
But
how he
commercial
does.
guys like it, and some indoor growers, when they're stuck or they want to just really maximize their area, will use closed systems. Last one to measure, it's probably the most difficult one to control, which is humidity. Generally, plants like high humidity in that when a room is humid, the rate of transpiration, or the rate of sweating of your plants, the amount of moisture they have to lose to maintain temperature is reduced. A lower humidity will draw more water out of the plants and mean they'll respire more. And this is problematic for them. It basically puts them under stress. So a relatively high humidity of about 70 or 80% is generally very good for high levels of growth. However, when the tent gets filled more with plants, in particular with dense buds and flowers, you get an added element of risk, which is bud rot and getting moisture condensing in those buds and those leaves. And your
good luck with your second here on the 15th.
Reduce the risk of that by reducing the humidity in the sort of middle to late stages of flowering and bring that down to around 50% if you can. Outdoor air temperature on a normal day where it's not raining, normal humidity would be about 50 or 60%. So to bring your tent down to 50 or 60%, if you want to reduce it, there's a couple of ways of doing it. Bring in more fresh air and extract air quicker, so at a higher rate. And this will take the moisture generated
shot
in the
about
grow room
145
out. The other one
yards
is to stop the sources of the moisture in the grow room, which is to cover up any water sources, even to cover the top of your pots, so cover over the soil so that water can't evaporate off that surface, and that'll help you reduce it down. You still can't reduce the humidity. Probably the only other way is to use air conditioning to drop that humidity down. Trying to increase humidity, you're going the other way. Your options are to use a humidifier, or as I said earlier, to slow the rate
Safe
of air
approach. Nice.
extraction from your tail. When talking about humidity and temperature, a lot of people like to talk about VPD, vapor
Back to all
pressure
square, they
deficit,
sink
and this is quite a
putt.
complex concept to get your head around, but it's basically a relationship between the temperature and the humidity in the tent. And if you look at this green band where the ideal VPD is for growing
so
plants
close.
indoors, you see
Here's a
that
17-foot
at
putt.
around 25 to 30 degrees centigrade, or about 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what we want to control our grow room to, having a relative humidity of around 70 to 80% puts you right in the middle of that desirable VPD range. So if you don't want to learn about VPD, you don't have to. It's not critically important. Just keep your temperatures within that band and your humidity within the band we've spoken about. So temperatures 25 to 30 degrees Celsius and humidity around 70
And this will be a
to 80
bogey on the scorecard.
It's quite complex, especially when you're getting
We'll be
going.
back to
and
all
how to
square
manage
if
these
they
things
drop
and
this
manage
putt.
the relation to
All
them.
square after that hole.
Hi guys, got a really great comparison video for you today. It's the best small grow light available 2021. And in this I'm going to compare 17 different grow lights, all in the sort of 50 to 150
They've chosen a
watt,
3-iron here.
power range.
Going a bit left of the
all
pin.
suitable for nice small grows.
All right,
2 foot
interested
by
to see what you have in store for us here.
2 foot or 60 by 60 centimeter grow areas. I've got lots of up-to-date LEDs, LED grow lights that I've tested, and I'll also be comparing against older technology.
You got some good
such as
contact on
high-pressure
that one.
sodium and fluorescence and that type of thing. What we're going to do is we're going to compare the efficiency of their systems.
We're
the
on
spectrum
the
of
green with that one.
systems,
Well done.
and the
Right, here's his
overall
second
value
shot.
for money of the different options that are on the market today. So, starting off, what's really noticeable testing the most recent grow lights out in the last year or so, particularly ones that
This
are good
putt
value
drops.
for
You
money,
can go one
efficient,
up.
good quality, is that they're all chosen to be white LEDs with the little red LEDs for enhanced efficiency.
Rolled right by.
And this is great because previously, the last video I did on
See how you do with this
best small grow light
13-foot
was
putt.
2 or 3 years ago, and there was lots of debate and discussion about what
Could be a
spectrum
good
was
one.
best. There was high pressure sodium, blurple lights, the red and blue LEDs, and ceramic
Go to
metal
one
halide
up
and all that
over
stuff.
you if they
So that's
sink
kind of been
this.
superseded now and surpassed. The best grow lights on the market are small grow
Okay,
lights on the
safely
market
home
today.
with that putt.
They're all small LED
Yeah,
grow
let's have
lights.
a better
The best
hole coming up
value
next.
for money, lowest heat, and most important of all is the spectrum. They are pure white LEDs, mostly with
A
neutral
little less than
white,
pure on that
which
swing.
means they've got enough blue in the spectrum. You need a minimum of about 6 or
Okay,
7%.
let's
So enough blue in the
send
spectrum to get short, dense growth. Blue affects the intranodal
Oh my
distance, so the
goodness,
distances between the branches.
absolutely hammered
So,
that one.
you have enough blue to get nice short dense growth, and all of these LED
Here we
grow
go.
lights,
This
these
is
modern
his
2021
second
LED
shot.
grow lights, have that, as well as green and red, and are photosynthetically efficient.
This is
in that
their
they're
3-iron.
optimized to have as much red as possible.
And this is
The
our
minimum amount
second
of blue,
shot
as I
here on the
said, and then
17th.
filler with green. And this is excellent because previously there was a lot of debates about, not just the power numbers as in what the micromole or power output of the light fixture was, but then, was there some sort of secret sauce in different spectrums, from high pressure sodium or ceramic metal power or whatever.
Good
You can
shot
kind of
out
dismiss
there.
that and move on.
Nicely played.
And really get
All
down
right,
to
this is his
the
third
nuts
shot.
and bolts, which is horsepower, how much power light these fixtures give out. So what I've done to compare all these fixtures
Well, he
is
could make this, I
tested them all
guess.
for
It
that
is
power output.
quite a long putt,
Tested
though.
them for the usable ppf per watt,
Oh,
and How I derived that is by setting up the light in the test area, all of them in a 2 foot by 2 foot or 60 by 60 centimeter test area. And I looked at
And he gets it to drop. What a great little shot.
Power light
Nice.
reaching the plant canopy.
We got this putt to win the hole.
Is represented by the test grid. And then test the average power intensity and the power spread over that target area with a quantum sensor, the Apogee SQ500. Once you know that total power output to a usable PPF
Looking
output,
pretty good.
you then divide it by the watts consumed and get the efficiency of the light system.
All right, sink this
There's
and
a
you'll
couple of results
take
in
the
there
hole.
by other grow light channels that use the same system, but our results are comparable. So the Maxi Sun there is
And
called Dr.
that'll
Coco
do.
and the HLG by LED
All square
Gardener.
after that
We've included
hole.
those as well. But we're all using the same system, and we'll get very, very similar results.
Let's see what happens here on the 18th. That ball was launched. He's ready to tee off. Let's see what happens here with him. Okay, ball's above your feet. You might want to aim a little bit more to the right. And this one coming out of the deep rough.
So they're comparable. Okay, the first comparison table I'm going to show you is
And he isn't in too bad a shape. He's in the first
As you can
cut.
see, for once, I'm able to put up a comparison table where the Micro array is up on top, or one of the Micro products is up on top, so I'm delighted about that. Not all of the high efficiency manufacturers that I would have reviewed in the larger grow light sizes, the sort of 400 to 600
And
watt
just
ones,
in the first
commercial type
cut on
fixtures,
this one.
do smaller grow lights. So there's a little less competition in the high efficiency range for these lights, but delighted to be on top nonetheless. So you got the Array 2 Pro, you can see it there in the center, the 2-bar light there. Designed to spread the light out very wide with the bars, and the Pro has 50% more LEDs on it than the Plus Red, which gives it a higher efficiency, makes it more expensive of course, but gives it a higher efficiency, and you can see that the running cost over 3 years is about the same.
All right, we'll take that.
We then got the Atrium Lighting
This
Hydro
next putt for
1000.
him is
That's
for
in this
birdie.
quantum board style light. So it's a flat panel, lots of LEDs
All right,
mounted
they're all
onto
done
it,
here.
onto the surface.
You need this putt to force a
and
playoff with
Atrium
your
is quite
opponent.
clever.
I
It's
know
got,
you can. All right, that's going to go
spreads those
down,
LEDs
and
out
we're going to
more
go
densely
to
towards
a
the
playoff
edges
hole.
and less in the
Guess what?
center,
We got to
and
tie
that
at
gives
the
you
top of
better
this
light
thing, so
distribution. There's
this
less of a
will be
hot spot
decided
underneath,
on the
and
next
there's more
hole.
light distribution out to the edges as they grow. We've
All
also
right,
got a
first
clever
to
little,
tee off in this playoff hole, and I want you to
dimming
take the
and
pressure you're
controller,
feeling.
mounted
you
on the back,
use it.
so you can
Let's get
dim
close to that
digitally,
pin
and you also
and take
get
this
to
playoff.
you can connect up the multiple units and control them at the same time. So really nice feature from them. Then got the Maxi Sun MF1000, HLG, those two sort of quantum board type
Great
flat panel
swing
lights.
on that one.
Panawo 1000, very good value for money. First one from
That'll work.
Amazon-based
Nice
light.
approach.
Then the
All right,
Spider
now let's see
Farmer,
how they deal with
all quite
this
similar, around the
playoff
2
situation.
micromoles per watt,
Tee shot coming up.
100 watt.
Here's a look at their 5-iron. Okay, now that the tee shots are done, it looks like you're not closest to the pin, and it could bite us. This one for the birdie. I went right by. Okay, 11 feet to deal with. This one's on a good line. Ooh.